tons of thousand we generate daily.
With this sensitization, we hope that the market women actually comply with the rules of the Thursday sanitation. That's number one, which is very essential. Number two is to keep their goods and the things they sell in the proper places they are meant to keep them. Trade in the proper places they are meant to trade. Don't trade on the walkway. Abide by the rules. Leave the amount of meters that's left to be on the road for cars and vehicles to, to move around. And not only that alone, it's also essential for our market women as well. Once they are done with the day's trade, they should clean and sweep, the place that they've carried out their trade, their stores and their shops, put it in a proper, nice waste bin, tie it up, and take it to where the lawnmower operatives are meant to carry out, their duties, and make sure the disposal is as neat and as clean as possible. Because that's where we buy our food, that's where we buy a lot of things to take to our houses, and if it's not properly kept and the hygiene is not well done, we run dangers and, risk of having food disease and, disease outbreak.
While government agencies continue to emphasize citizen responsibilities, residents insist that stronger intervention and real actions are urgently needed to prevent further environmental and health crises.
In addition, we have waste-to-energy projects planned for our Ekpe dump site, which has been closed. That's by the free trade zone. There's going to be a waste-to-energy plant there to be constructed by Harvest Waste, a Dutch company. And that waste-to-energy plant will take in about 2,500 tons of waste daily to generate 60 to 80 megawatts of electricity to power the future of Lagos. Loma has a partnership with Lamata to build a biogas plant that will take in organic waste, both solid and liquid organic waste, and generate biomethane to power the mass transit fleet of Lamata and the compactor trucks that we use for collection of waste statewide.
For us as a local government, it's something we've done with our legislative arm within us here at Agege local government, is to make sure that anyone caught disposing waste the wrong way is going to be fined 50,000 naira, and they would also sign an agreement that allows us to know that once they do the same thing again, is either they pay more fine, and also we also hand them over to the necessary authorities to carry out all other regulations on all other enforcement on them. For example, some people actually go to serve jail term, in regards to dropping refuse, illegally. That's one thing. And also environmental sanitation. People that don't sanitize, carry out sanitation in their houses, clean their drainages, will seal up their houses and ensure they pay a fine. After sensitization, which is the month of September, we are also going straight to inner street sweeping. We'll be bringing out our people from the communities who will be appointed as street sweepers, and we'll pay them to make sure our inner streets are clean. We'll be making sure we carry along and then stakeholders around the ones that are nominated by the government to sweep the major highways, across our local governments. Also, we are building an enforcement team, creating an enforcement team to manage people who have decided that they want to drop waste illegally. And not only that, we are also creating a drainage team that will be clearing all drainages across our local governments. We are also empowering and ensuring that we strengthen our own local security operatives to help us ensure that we catch people who are dropping waste illegally.
For now, Lagosians wait and hope that promises of cleaner, safer communities will move beyond talks and become a reality. Imisioluwa Afumesho, African News 24 TV. Every single day, Lagos generates over 13,000 metric tons of solid waste, more than many African countries produce in a week. But less than half of this waste is properly collected or disposed, while the rest piles up in streets, markets, and growing dump sites across the city, turning communities into ticking time bombs. From Ojota to Agege, Ayobo to Iyanoba, and across Lagos, Waste is piling up faster than it can be managed, threatening both the health of residents and the environment.
Very, very hard, like just to struggle for myself and for my kids too. So that life in this place is just like just for you to look for somewhere to just hide your head, just put your head.
And they face a lot of challenges here in this place because like what I'm saying here, the place they live, kind of work they do, where they cook and what they eat every day. It's going to affect them because many of them are here just for them to survive.
There is just one of two things that is come up is that they will have to sell something before they will see money here to eat. Either they sell plastic or a rubber or keg or nylon. So they will need to sell it. They will work hard to get the money here. But in this place, you see a lot of people, they are living here. It's not like they don't have the money to rent house, but the money is too hard for them to see. Even though if they see the money safe, they will have to buy something. If rain fall, you will see a lot of water before you are coming into this place.
But beyond residents, thousands of people depend on these dump sites for survival, selling foods and scavenging recyclables in risky and unhealthy conditions just to make a living. The question remains, how is the government tackling this challenge, and what is the plan for communities like Ojota, where the health of thousands is at stake?
We have monitoring and compliance officers who go around to enforce
You're watching African News 24 TV, and I'm ADIM. Glad to have you join us this evening as we bring you stories from politics to sports to global affairs and more. Here are today's top stories. First, the headlines. Rivers Assembly holds impeachment proceedings against Fubara. Bandits kill traditional ruler in Ondo. And Tinubu asks for forgiveness from Nigerians. Now to news in full. The Rivers State House of Assembly has suspended impeachment proceedings against the governor of the state, Siminalayi Fubara. That development signals a halt in the prolonged political crisis that has unsettled governance in the state. The decision followed deliberations by lawmakers during a plenary session where members agreed to stop further action on the impeachment process in the interest of peace and stability. The Assembly said the move was necessary to allow room for dialogue and reconciliation among the parties involved. The impeachment proceedings had stemmed from escalating tensions between the governor and members of the Assembly, which raised concerns about political stability and administrative continuity in the state. And insecurity bandits have killed the traditional ruler of Agamo community in the Akure North local government area of Ondo State, Obakende Falodun. The incident occurred on Wednesday evening when bandits stormed the monarch's palace in an attempt to abduct him. It was gathered that about 10 gunmen carried out the attack. The monarch was said to have resisted the abduction, prompting the assailants to open fire. The residents of the area disclosed that after the bullets failed to penetrate, the bandits struck the monarch on the head with a heavy object, leading to his death. The Ondo State Police Public Relations Officer Abayomi Jimo said the investigation has commenced and efforts are ongoing to apprehend the assailants. The killing comes weeks after suspected bandits attacked Ayede community in the same local government area where a pregnant woman, Mary Jesulayomi, was abducted and later released after a ransom was reportedly paid. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz have resolved to improve bilateral relations between their two countries and strengthen collaborations in the security, power, and railway sectors. In a telephone conversation, the two leaders also expressed their willingness to cooperate in creative arts and skill development. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, disclosed that Tinubu and Merz spoke on the Presidential Power Initiative, during which the Nigerian leader indicated that the country would require assistance with power transmission. According to Ononuga, the German Chancellor pledged that Siemens will be ready to assist in that regard, while Deutsche Bank will be willing to finance the project. Away from security, President Bola Tinubu has explained that the newly signed amendments to the 2022 Electoral Act are aimed at strengthening Nigeria's electoral process and building public confidence in elections. Tinubu, in a statement, said the decision to sign the final amendment into law followed the need for Nigeria's electoral framework to improve with experience after every election cycle. The president said the amendments are not driven by political considerations, but by the need to close existing gaps in the law, strengthen procedures, and provide clearer guidelines for election officials and participants. He said Nigerians must be able to go to polling units with confidence and trust the outcome of elections once results are announced, stressing that such confidence must be deliberately built through strong and transparent processes. And in a rare moment of personal reflection and spiritual outreach, the President Bola Tinubu has appealed to Nigerians for forgiveness as the holy month of Ramadan begins. The President, while speaking at the opening session of the annual Ramadan Tafsir at the State House Mosque in Abuja, urged citizens to embrace the core tenets of the season.
This is to get to be closer to God, to do goodness to people, to share love and faith, to forgive sins. I say, if I sin, forgive me as Nigerians.
In other news, the governor of Delta State, Sheriff OBOREVWORI, has reiterated his administration's commitment to delivering quality infrastructure and timely completion of projects in the state. He was speaking during an on-site inspection of the 12.12-kilometer UGBOLU-OKPANAM road and phase 2 of the Oko-Anala, Oko-Ogbele, Oko-Difili road. We have more in this report.
The governor of Delta State, Sheriff OBOREVWORI, on Tuesday resumed inspection of phase 2 of the Oko-Ala, Oko-Ogbele, Oko-Difili road, reiterating his administration's commitment to rural-urban connectivity in the state.
This contract was awarded in July last year. We did the groundbreaking in October. And 4 months now, and I didn't fit to come here to inspect what they are doing here, because our target is to commission this project within 18 months, and the contractor have assured us that by December, hopefully, God willingly, this project will be completed.
OBOREVWORI, who stated that the work on the Oko-Ala, Oko-Ogbele, Oko-Difili road faces challenges due to difficult clay terrain, requiring special materials, assured residents that the project will be delivered in record time. The governor expressed satisfaction with the pace of work during the inspection. assure residents that funds have been released for the timely completion of the road project.
We'll take a quick break and we'll return. We'll tell you how the Nigerian Exchange Limited has recorded its first commercial paper listing. That's on business. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and in business news, the Nigerian Exchange Limited has recorded its first commercial paper listing with the admission of Dangote Cement PLC Series 1 and Series 2 commercial papers under its 500 billion naira commercial paper issuance program. The NGX made this known in a statement where it says the two series worth 119.87 billion naira were admitted for trading on NGX on Wednesday, following the exchange's introduction of the commercial paper listing framework in 2025. Dangote Cement's 19.95 billion naira Series 1 commercial paper has a tenure of 181 days and matures on May 20, while the 99.92 billion naira Series 2 issuance has a tenure of 265 days and matures on August 12. Away from that, the Nigerian Communications Commission has given interested industry stakeholders March 20, 2026 as the deadline for the ongoing review and submission of the National Telecommunications Policy 2000. The NCC Head of Public Affairs, Nena Okoha, made this known in a statement which indicated that submission was for those whose consultation paper had been published on the NCC's website. She said the consultation process was an exercise of the Commission's functions under the Nigerian Communications Act 2003 and upon the activation of the provisions of Section 24 of the Act. And in foreign news, a South Korean court today sentenced former President Yoon to life imprisonment for declaring martial law in December 2024. The court convicted 65-year-old Yoon of leading an insurrection and undermining the constitution. The ruling by the Seoul Central District Court marked a major milestone in one of the most significant political trials in the country's recent history. Yoon's actions were said to have plunged South Korea in a severe constitutional crisis. The former president can appeal the verdict, and prosecutors had sought a death penalty, the maximum sentence available under South Korean law for insurrection. In his ruling, Judge Jin Kyu-yoon found the charge of leading an insurrection to be fulfilled, but rejected the special prosecutor's claim that Yoon had prepared the martial law decree to establish permanent dictatorship. Thousands of supporters of the conservative politician gathered outside the courthouse, calling for his release. And 8 of the 9 skiers missing in California after an avalanche have been found dead and one remains missing in horrific blizzard conditions. Rescuers have been desperately searching for the group, which was caught in the avalanche in the early hours of Tuesday on Castle Peak in the Tahoe area. According to the Nevada County Sheriff, Shannon Moon, he said they are still looking for one of the members at this time, warning that the storm is hampering any movement. The UGBOLU Academy said multiple victims are linked to the private ski-focused school without identifying the people. Blackbird Mountain Guides, the company leading the doomed backcountry trip, said the 11 clients and 4 guides have been staying at the Frog Lake Halts since Sunday and were in the process of returning to base. Over 40 first responders launched the search, according to officials, including high-skilled rescue ski teams from both OBOREVWORI Mountain Ski Resorts and Tahoe Alder Creek Adventure Center. But after quickly finding the 6 known survivors, the teams came up empty-handed. Welcome to sports. Morocco and Spain have emerged as leading contenders to host the 2029 FIFA World Cup as global football authorities consider venues for the expanded tournament. Officials familiar with the bidding process say both countries have strong infrastructure, modern stadiums, and recent experience hosting major international competitions. Morocco has invested heavily in football facilities ahead of upcoming global tournaments, while Spain is leveraging its established stadium network and hosting pedigree. A final decision is expected from FIFA in the coming months as preparation begins for the 2029 edition of the FIFA Club World Cup. Still in soccer, Super Eagles head coach Chelle has joined Wilder Sports, a global sports management agency, as he prepares to lead Nigeria's national team into a new phase. Wilder Sports confirmed the partnership, saying the move is aimed at strengthening Chelle's professional support structure as he manages Africa's three-time champions. Chelle, who was appointed Super Eagles coach by the Nigeria Football Federation, is expected to oversee Nigeria's preparation for upcoming international competitions, including World Cup qualifiers and the Africa Cup of Nations. The agency says it will provide strategic advisory and career management support as Chelle works to rebuild and reposition the Super Eagles on the global stage. Welcome to entertainment. Nigeria is positioning its creative industry for greater global visibility as it officially launches participation in Afrovision X 2026, a month-long international festival scheduled to hold in Canada in June. The activation unveiled in Lagos set the stage for stakeholders' mobilization, international partnerships, and structured engagement of Nigerian creatives across fashion, film, music, theater, and visual arts. Correspondent Zainab Oyeni has details.
Nigeria has officially launched its national participation in Afrovision X 2026, a month-long global celebration of African and Caribbean creativity scheduled to hold from June 1 to June 30, 2026 across Toronto, Brampton, and Mississauga in Canada.
Lagos does not just whisper, Lagos announces. And today, Lagos is announcing Afrovision X to the world.
Speaking at the event, founder of Inspira Productions, Ayola Shadari, described the launch as a declaration of Nigeria's readiness to structure its creative strength into global economic advantage. Shadari stated that the platform offers a structured global marketplace connecting creatives, brands, governments, and investors.
There are many things that Africa or Nigeria can export. Mineral resources, do you understand? Oil, gold, but we can also export our creativity. It's said to be worth trillions, and it has come to this side of this world to stay. And I told people, and I'll say it, go to the Holy Book. It says, in the beginning, God what? Created. That was the first industry.
Convener of Afrovision X 2026, David Bibiam, reaffirmed the vision behind the global initiative, stating that the platform is committed to presenting African and Caribbean creativity at world-class levels. It declared that Nigeria is not just participating in the Canada Showcase, but is positioned to lead the global movement, shaping how African creativity is projected internationally.
It's not just a one-stop gap. It's a conversation that's going to continue. So Afrovision X is starting off in Canada, being the maiden edition. Every year, we're going to be moving it to different continents. Next one will be here in Africa. Then we'll move to the Caribbeans, we'll move to Europe, we'll move to America, move to Asia. Just keep moving it around. Where Africans are residing, We just want to make sure we put all this information and change the narrative.
Also speaking at the launch, Prince Adeyemi Doro emphasized that the nation's greatest asset is its youth population, noting that creativity, technology, and digital innovation are redefining global wealth creation.
We've moved past, creative identification. We've proven ourselves as Nigerians to be highly creative. We've proven ourselves as Nigerians to be highly industrious. The fact that they are bringing structure to the whole ecosystem, right? It's a wonderful opportunity in the times that we live in. And what do I mean? I mean the advent of artificial intelligence, which is also a leveler and an equalizer for Nigerians and diasporans and Europeans, Americans, all over the world, for us to showcase what it is.
Produced globally by Grandeur Incorporated and pioneered in Nigeria by Inspiro Productions, Afrovision X 2026 is positioned as a world-class cultural and economic platform spanning fashion, film, music, theater, visual arts, and creative exchange. Zainab Oyeni, African News 24 TV.
Finally, Nollywood actress and reality TV star Annie Macaulay has spoken candidly about her emotional healing journey 1 year after her separation from music icon Innocent Idibia, also called Fubara. Annie revealed that the past year has been one of deep personal growth, self-discovery, and renewed strength. She described the period following the divorce as challenging but necessary for her emotional well-being and personal transformation. According to her, stepping away from the marriage allowed her to reconnect with herself, focus on her mental health, and embrace a new chapter defined by peace and self-love. She noted that healing is not a linear process, but expressed gratitude for the lessons learned along the way. Annie also acknowledged the support she received from family, friends, and fans, stating that their encouragement played a significant role in helping her navigate the difficult transition. She emphasized the importance of choosing oneself and prioritizing inner peace over external expectations. The actress further explained that she is now focused on the career, motherhood, and personal happiness, adding that she remains optimistic about the future. She described her journey as one of resilience, noting that difficult endings can often lead to new beginnings. And that's where we'll leave it for today. Thank you for your company. For updates on the stories, please head to africannews24.ng and connect with us across all our social media platforms. I'm ADIM. Thank you for watching. Stay informed and engaged. Good evening.